Good morning and happy Friday. Welcome back to the NOFO Live Show, where I, Sunitha, along with my two co-hosts, Tracy from Miss Tracy Kessler and Kelly from NOFO Endless Summer, we hop on every Friday and talk about everything North Fork. Kelly can't be on today, so we have a guest co-host. Kristen has been here last couple of weeks ago, so we are looking forward to having her on again, sitting in for Kelly. The weather on the North Fork is gorgeous. It's going to be 60 next week. I mean, that's what they're saying, and I'm a little bit holding my breath, but it's stunning. Some cherry blossom trees just getting ready to burst open. I actually have some mature magnolia in my garden just every time I step outside between the daffodils. Good morning. How are you?
Happy Friday.
Hi, ladies. Friday. Hi, Tracy. How are you?
Hey.
Are either of you drinking the spring Kool-Aid? I mean, the flowers are
I wanted to tell you that
year.
it was
They are
60.
gorgeous.
What day did I go to the hospital? So Tuesday. It was 63 degrees Tuesday. And
Yes.
I was laughing with my mom because we were saying, all things relative. When it's 60 degrees in September, you're like, oh my God, this is pretty.
So
but when it's 60 degrees in April, you're like, yes.
But that one day, I think, made me more concerned about the next week being 60 because I don't want to get sucked in and be like, okay, it's great.
Don't change the closet yet.
I was just gonna say, don't change the
Well,
color.
I had put away my really heavy winter coat for 1 week, and then it became so cold I dug it out. Like I had this false sense of, yay, it's all great now.
Cassandra and Jeff.
Hi.
Hello.
We're just getting.
Good morning.
Oh, well, we like that.
It's a are you on location
on the
at the new coffee
outside
shop?
because it's so gorgeous out today.
Yay! I'm so excited. My mom and my daughter and I have a date that we are coming to the coffee shop tomorrow morning and then hitting the farmer's market.
Right.
So anyone want to meet us there? We'll be there. We're very excited.
Nice.
We'll be here. We'll be here.
Okay, I have to dash out.
Okay.
Pepper a minute.
Also, Kassandra and Jeff, I want you to know that I generally these days drink out of a closed top tumbler because I have a 1-year-old. But in honor of our show today, I am drinking out of a mug.
Love it.
In your honor.
I too whipped out a fancy old mug.
We have a 2-year-old, so we understand completely.
We get the whole covered.
You can't have hot liquids anywhere.
Well,
at any time.
I am so excited to have you on the show, but I am really excited that you have opened a coffee shop in Riverhead. What was it? Was it Condé Nast or some Forbes said, Riverhead is the top 50 places to visit in America and or in the world. Okay. And I know all of us in Riverhead went,
wow.
We'll take it.
But your coffee shop definitely is going to add to that. I'm so excited to have a place to go. My mom and I are so excited to come. I live in Jamesport, so I'm nearby you guys. Yeah. And it's so great to I know that space has changed over so many times, and I am rooting for you that you are going to be the one that is the last man standing.
I think now that the coffee shop's open, Riverhead's top 49. I think we moved up a spot.
100%, Jeff. 100%.
Well, all right, I want to hear the history about the space and what made you take the plunge. I'm so glad you're sitting there in the sunshine because we can get a view of what to experience when we come there.
So it really kind of just stumbled in our laps. My background is I worked for Starbucks for 13 years. I trained store managers and I taught the Coffee Master program, both here on the East End of Long Island and in New York City, to a lot of the corporate partners that worked in the offices in the city. And my educational background, I have a master's in business. So I have kind of the business side and the coffee side. Jeff has a lot of the food side. He's got a lot of the contacts. If you're not familiar, he was the founder and the original opener of Peconic County Brewing right over here around the corner in Riverhead.
Didn't know that.
And I think that I'll let him take over from this, but my thought is like the brewery coming into Riverhead is kind of what started the confidence in other retailers and businesses that, okay, you know what, Riverhead's going to be okay. Let's see what we can do there.
Well,
So Jeff, you put us on the top 50 list. Is basically what you're saying, right?
you know, there's always been a lot of great breweries here in Riverhead. I think there's 6 in town.
Yeah.
With the kind of brewing, I try to do a really comfortable space for everybody to come downtown, like actually to Main Street.
Yeah.
Long Island's a unique place where all the main streets are wildly popular and crowded with businesses and people, except for Riverhead, you know. And I grew up in Southampton, and I never really figured out why, you know. And it seems to be opportunity here. And the first step is a coffee shop. Every downtown in Long Island has 2 coffee shops. They have the big Green Mermaid corporate one, and then some small town coffee shop. Every main street except for Riverhead. So, you know, this got put in front of us because there was an opening. This place used to be, it was a Greek restaurant years ago, and then it was something called Che, Archindian Steakhouse, and then it was Mambo, a Latin bar, and then it just for whatever reason didn't work out, and it got put in front of us because I always chirp that I'm always looking for the next thing. And then, you know, I showed Kassandra, I was like, this could be a really great coffee shop. It's got a really good, it's long and thin, but we got about 40 seats in and out. We have a deck, a patio, full kitchen. It's just a really unique space that I think there's people of town, you ladies let me know, the people of town really have been hankering for.
Do you have Wi-Fi?
Oh, yeah.
We do.
Oh, yeah.
We are on the Wi-Fi currently.
I was just going to say, for us remote workers, coffee shops are amazing.
That's amazing.
That's so awesome. And I want to say shout out to Starbucks for all the good they've done and the company they've created, but a bigger shout out to the North Fork, where people are more willing to support smaller businesses and individual owned businesses. I mean, I know, you know, most people are familiar with the story of Starbucks being run out of Greenport thanks to all those. So I'm so excited that you're opening up as an individual coffee shop, because that's really what the North Fork is about.
And can you tell, so I was reading the article in the North Forker about you guys, and bravo, getting in there already. But I was reading about, I already know what I'm going to order. I want the lavender latte, and I think I want there's like a brioche egg thing in a mug. Can you tell us about the menu?
Sure. Do you want to start with coffee or food? Because he'll probably take the food lead and I'll take the coffee.
Your choice. You guys go.
So the coffee was just kind of like, I'm a night owl, so I'm up till 2-3 o'clock in the morning. That's when I think best. And I just kind of took remember in trying to reminisce on where and what I liked from all of my travels, anywhere and everywhere. What flavors did I like? What flavors meshed well? What were some of my favorite lattes in other little coffee shops? And I just started writing stuff down, like what flavors would go great together. And I condensed the list down to things that I thought would appeal to a broader population, but still had some fun. Our Lavender daze, that has been probably one of the top sellers of the signature latte, followed closely probably by the churro right now, which is a cinnamon caramel based latte, and it has Mexican cayeta on top of it with cinnamon.
Ooh.
And for those of you that don't know what cayeta is a slow cooked goat's milk caramel. So it has a little bit of a richer flavor than a traditional caramel sauce.
Wow.
We have our mochas are made from actual shavings of dark chocolate. It's not a sauce or a syrup, so it's something that's coming from like straight milk chocolate that's melting as we mix it with a hot espresso. So we wanted to be fun, and then kind of a last minute throw in, we threw in boba teas because those are the big thing with the kids.
God, my niece, if my niece is watching, she just got in the car and over to your place right now.
Yeah, so we have a couple of options on that, and then we have all the traditional offerings as well. We have regular brewed coffee, cappuccinos, lattes, espresso macchiatos, iced teas, hot teas. So we have, I think, something that will appeal to everyone.
Wow.
Okay, I have a question. This is a newly found issue that I'm dealing with, so I want to know what your options are. Yes. I now have a allergy to dairy. So I'm sure you have alternative non-dairy options. So what do you have? Because I need to sample everything and see what I like.
Our non-dairy offering is oat. we'll possibly be expanding that based on customer request. But based on my history with the coffee industry, that tends to be the number one. And it doesn't have those allergens because you still have the nut allergens for the almond. You have the soy allergies for those that don't want soy. So oat was kind of the one that we thought, let's start with that because that's one that can appeal to everyone. And then we'll expand out from there.
And Cassandra,
Yeah, great.
which one do you think out of the non-dairy alternatives actually like foams up the best for like a cappuccino or some sort of alternative there? Is it oat?
Probably a toss-up between oat and soy. Almond's terrible because almond's so watery. It doesn't
It doesn't do it.
Oat and soy are probably pretty close.
Okay, good. I started with oat milk, but I want to find something creamier. So exactly what you're saying, because I'm so used to milk and lattes that I haven't, it's relatively new for me. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in coming up.
Milk. I've been putting coconut milk in everything.
I like coconut milk too, yeah.
But then I'll just think I'm eating Thai food,
So Jeff, tell us about the food in the mugs.
Yeah, so that was, we knew the coffee stuff would be taken care of by her, and then we kind of had this great spot with a full kitchen in it, and that was kind of an opportunity for us to figure out what to do with it. And we knew we wanted to be an elevated option that people weren't accustomed to with coffee shops. We wanted to be kind of more options, more fun options that you can get at a Starbucks or a Panera. That just was our goal. And then it was kind of, what are we and how do we do it? Because we always wanted to feel like a coffee shop. So we didn't want to do like a full breakfast restaurant. That's not really what we wanted to. So where did that put us? And one day I was like, forget it. Let's have some fun with this. Let's put everything in mugs. The place is called Mugs. It will be unique. And we're going to squeeze every breakfast item into a giant coffee mug, and people are going to love it, And that's been a trial of error of, how do you, I was just talking to the chef now. Next weekend, we're going to start our Mugs Benedict, in a mug. And, okay, how are we going to do it? And we're cutting bread in circles, and we're making stuff work. And some of it's super easy. We're doing corned beef hash with an egg on top. That's easy. We have the broken bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, which is a play on a Long Island favorite, because you can get an egg and cheese sandwich anywhere here, and they're all great. So what are we going to do that's different? We'll cube up the bread, and we'll mix it together with the eggs and the bacon and the cheese. So it's a deconstructed broken egg sandwich. We have cubed French toast in a mug. You name it, we'll stick it in a coffee cup and feed it to you. We'll make it hot and it'll be delicious. And it's a little unique, and we're trying to focus on like a breakfast heavy menu, like a really fun breakfast. We do a creme brulee oatmeal, which is just a traditional oatmeal with the sugar roasted top with berries on top. And it looks beautiful. It's fun to walk through. What's that?
Sign me up.
Yeah,
that
right.
Amazing.
Right. And did I mention it's in a mug? Yes, it's in a mug.
I love the creativity. That is so awesome, and sometimes we wait to see if something will work or not, but sounds like you two are so passionate about this. Everybody will love it. Just the way you're putting it out
it is a little different, a little unique, so people are like, oh, okay, sure, you got it. Can I get it to go? And that comes in a to-go mug, so we're it's a little different stuff for everybody, but it's going to work
you
out great.
guys opened last Saturday, right?
Correct.
Yes. So, and what are your hours?
7 to 7 days a week.
Great. And can people find you
Amazing.
two or one of you two there most of the time, or are you guys sort of working remotely?
Now one of us is usually here at any given hour. Yes.
That's amazing. And okay, so I also read about Jeff, it's your mom's handwriting?
Yeah, yes it is. That was a really nice surprise. We were unfortunately my mother passed on Mother's Day last year.
Oh.
She was in a car accident, crazy stuff. So, we started working on this, and we tossed around names. And, when we came to Mugs, we kind of thought that was cute. And then Mugs on Main spells out mom, and so she was working with the artist on doing the logo, and she kind of surprised me that the M in Mugs is my mother's handwriting, which is very recognizable if you know it. And my mom's artwork is on the walls. And, my mom loved a great cup of hot black coffee. My sisters and I were joking. She would take it out of the pot and then stick it in the microwave for 3 minutes. And it was the hottest cup of coffee. I don't know. And I couldn't drink it for 30 minutes, but she would plug that down and get another one. And she loved it. And, it's a way to have people always talking about her, which is something she would have really liked. And I miss her, but we get to think of her and talk about her every day. So stuff like this means a lot to me. We get to talk about my mom, even though she's no longer with us. So
that's amazing. That's really amazing.
Aww.
So we love that you're revitalizing Riverhead, but let's talk about your North Fork connection and why you started businesses in Riverhead, and what is your connection with the North Fork here?
Like I said, I grew up in Southampton, and I used to drive up here to go to Sweezy's to get my Cub Scout badges when I was a little kid. That was my trip to Riverhead.
Yeah.
All my friends, they still come visit. I'm like, oh, what are you guys up to? Oh, we're making our Riverhead run, and they're going to Lowe's and they're going to, Target or whatever it is. It's such an outlet for everybody on the East End that both forks. I speak of the South Fork because it's what I know, but for both forks, it's like the stretch into humanity. The drive to go get.
That's so true.
I mean, I live in South Fork, so for me, my day out into the city is Riverhead.
I remember living in Southampton, like, all right, well, I'm out of t-shirts and underwear. I guess it's time to go to Riverhead and stock up. That's just what it was, But again, it's got a beautiful old downtown that just isn't getting utilized. And it takes, I always think it like this. We live in Patchogue, and when you go to Patchogue, you park your car somewhere, and you just have in your head, you're going to spend money at 3 different places. You're going to get a drink here, maybe dinner here, maybe dessert there, or whatever. In Riverhead, people drive in and drive out. They go to Tweeds, they go to Diggers, wherever they're going, and they go home. And there needs more things like this to get out and walk around.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. The town needs to be connected with walkable destinations. And with Town Square coming, and there's a new chocolate shop. There's a shaved ice place right next to us.
Victoria's Helado.
I guess you say it so much better than I do. And there's just a lot coming here that I'm telling you, one of these years, people are going to say, man, they got in at the right time, because it's bound to happen, and I really believe that. So.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I've said that since I moved from the city to the North Fork during the pandemic. We had a house before, but I'm dying for walkable towns. Like, I don't need a city anymore. I can park my car, I can take my kids somewhere, I could have lunch, and maybe I could go shopping at the same time. Like, I'm dying for that sort of structure. So you guys are on your way, and I'm
aquarium here draws in people like you wouldn't believe. The numbers of the aquarium pulls, I'm talking, 4, 5, 6,000 people a day go to that aquarium, and nobody knows because they go to the aquarium and they leave.
Right.
Just a couple little things like, hey, why don't we get lunch before we go see the shark in the tank? Why don't we, before the seals, we'll get a cup of coffee? And just that little thing changes the whole thing, because then they're on their feet and they see a little retail shop, they see a hardware store, whatever it is, and then suddenly Riverhead becomes what everybody thinks it should be.
And we've seen that in action. We've had regular Riverhead locals coming in saying, I had to park down there and walk over, and I didn't even know that this shop was there. I had no idea that this business was here. So that's our goal, is to get people to walk, and we're already starting to see some progress on that.
Yeah, it's very exciting. As a local to Riverhead, I was just laughing with my mom because she always takes the back roads to avoid traffic. And I was like, I always purposely go down Main Street to see what's coming and what's happening because I'm so excited about the revitalization.
So I have a question. Is that where, I know Riverhead has this Alive on 5 or Alive on 25, whatever. Is that where the event is also? And it's
right on our front door here, right on Main Street. They closed down the road and had a big festival.
Perfect. Is that, did they do that sometime
every other
in summer?
Thursday, I think, or every other Friday. They changed it to Friday this year. So they do that for a stretch in the summer. So it's nice.
Yeah, I haven't made it to one, and I think last year it just rained every time they had it or something. So I want to try to go this year. That sounds like a great walkable event with live music. I think they shut down the street a little bit, so you can just wander it.
Which is really fantastic.
The Mosaic.
Yeah, it's a fantastic festival.
The town was really, really trying. From what I learned from opening the brewery and now this is, they want. The people in charge want Riverhead to be everything we want it to be, and it's like, okay, what more? Let's do another festival. They have an Oktoberfest. They have the country fair. They have the 4 Alive at 5s. They have art in the park. They have Halloween, Christmas parades. Like, they want it, and it just becomes of people enjoying these events so much they come back to Riverhead on other days. Because you'll get thousands of people here for Alive on 25, and then they don't come back. So that's just a little change in what they're doing. But the town really wants all of the success.
Sunita, I have a landmark that I know you'll know exactly where they are. You know the thrift shop that has the leftovers from the estate sales on the South Fork? They're like right across the street
Oh,
from it.
yes. Actually, then I walked in there and asked her, they're not leftovers, that's consignment. Just FYI. Oh, I know.
Yeah, we're just
Okay, next
across the
time
street.
They're
right?
across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, got it. Okay, so I have a question. I know Jeff obviously was involved with the brewery. Kassandra, is this your first partnership working together, or were you involved in that also? And how does it work, being home together, being at the store together?
This is my first. Yeah, this is my first
I'm asking
partnership venture. Yeah, it's been, you know, we butt heads at times, but you know, we kind of come back to center by the end of each day and be like, okay, this aspect of the day was rough, but what can we do better? What do we need to do to communicate better, to, you know, see eye to eye and make things work better? Because, you know, we're in this together. We're obviously, we have a 2-year-old, we're getting married at the end of June, we have this going on. So, you know, we kind of we have a lot of stressful things happening right now, but we just have to remember, hey, we're doing this because we wanted to do something together. So let's figure out how to make it work.
Right.
Well,
So
even
you're
in
building your
the short
legacy.
time that you guys have been on, you guys just seem to have a perfect dynamic together, and obviously the right skill sets, and just the way of having fun. You guys just seem like this is
You know, at the
right
end of the day,
mix for
you know, we're just serving coffee and food and trying to have a fun spot to do it in. So you know, the stress is there, but you know, most part people are saying you get your tough customers anywhere, and it always blows my mind why people react the way they do to things, but that's just the nature of the beast. So you know, we're going to show up, we're going to have smiles on our faces, and we're going to, if we have a fight, we're going to tell each other we love each other later, and just kind of move forward, you know, and that's happened once or twice already, but I know I was wrong, and we just move forward.
That's it. I mean, starting a new business. For a new business, if it's only happened once or twice,
I gotta
you guys can add like building a house.
Solid.
I know, right? And then you're like, you got the trifecta.
Yeah, just do another.
I gotta say, I'm just so proud of her. She would be here till 2, 3 in the morning, you know, painting and cleaning, and I'm home with the little guy, you know. I'm kind of, you know, just so proud of the work she put in and how hard she worked on this to do the part of it I could never do, you know, of just making it extra comfortable, warm touch that the place has. That, you know, I'm a bull in a china shop. Everything just would have been contractor white with a couple of sports posters on the wall, but you know, she's made it a really comfortable home place to enjoy a cup of coffee. So.
Well, I'm very excited to come check it out, and I hope that everybody supports you guys locally and stops in. We usually end our show with the NOFO Live 5, which is the same 5 questions we ask everybody. So I'm going to kick it off. Other than Mugs on Main, if you guys were to take us out to lunch, where would you take us?
We probably have different answers.
Yeah.
I would
That's
take you to
fine.
Farm
We'll go to 2 places.
I love it. Love it.
Can I say
Yeah,
County
great
Brewing?
spot.
Is that cheating, or is that?
No.
You still haven't been there, so it's on my list.
You could actually say it twice when we ask you what's your favorite brewery or vineyard.
I guess, you know, Star Confectionery across the street is a really fun time too. It's a really kind of throwback to, you know, we go there with our son, and he gets a hot dog and a scoop of ice cream and is happy as kid in the world. So maybe that'll be my vote.
I love that. That's where we celebrated Silly's birthday.
So Riverhead is really, the breweries are really anchoring Riverhead to some degree, if you will. There's been so many open there now. Kidding aside, does the County Brewery really have food?
Full kitchen, yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
oh, okay, good to know. And then, do you visit any of the local wineries or vineyards or breweries?
Not too
What's
much
your
free
preference?
time, but
Yeah,
my favorite out here on the North Fork is One Woman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's their German
I
style
love
wines
One
are
Woman.
fantastic.
And if I want to feel like I'm going on an exotic European vacation, I go to Sparkling Point, because I feel like I'm in Madrid or Barcelona or somewhere in France, because you like step out of the North Fork and you're in this glamorous place.
Yeah.
I hope they bring their carnival back. I don't know if you've ever been to that, but I know due to COVID they shut down, but they brought these dancers in and they did a whole carnival celebration. They did it every year, but they haven't done it since COVID. So yeah, That's a great place.
I'm friends with the guys over at Palmer, so I try to swing by there. They're good people, and they have supported me in different ways here and there. So that's always gets my vote. So,
Anita, you want to kick off your sunset?
Oh,
Anita's got a big list of places to go.
okay.
Anita's sunsets.
I want to catch a sunrise one of these days. It seems to be like a normal time where I can get up and go catch one. So, I mean, a Riverhead or around, do you get a chance to catch a sunrise or a sunset?
I usually am on the road on my way here as the sun's rising. So my frequent spot to view the sunrise is Sunrise Highway from Hot Dog.
The LA actually has some beautiful boats, sunrises and sunsets. I've caught it at the Long Island Welcome Center driving on the LA. It's beautiful.
Yeah. What about farm stands? Do you guys collab with any farm stands? Do you stop at farm stands on your way out of town?
Not too much yet. We are kind of getting some samples from a lot of local bakeries. We're trying to source out a delicious, amazing vegan pastry right now, so we've kind of got some samples in for that. And you know, as we get more and more on our feet and get settled and the season comes around and we can take some time to breathe, we want to start working with a lot of local places. But for now, it's just kind of get here, put in our 13 hours, go home, maybe eat, maybe get a little bit of sleep, and then do it again the next day.
Well, we're very, very excited for the shop. I am, as I mentioned, I am coming in tomorrow with my mom and my daughter. So anyone watching who wants to come and hang out with us, we'll be there.
Wait,
come on down.
I was hanging out with you tomorrow.
You're coming in the afternoon. You're coming in the
You've been
afternoon.
bumped.
And by the way, Eileen's coming too, but we'll talk about that later. Yes, we're going to hit the farmer's market and we're going to hit Mugs on Main. I'd like to make this like a Saturday morning tradition. I feel like this would be perfect. So we will definitely see you tomorrow. We're so excited to have you here on the North Fork. We usually close the show with saying, why do you love being a part of the North Fork community? So could you just give us a few words?
I have something.
I mean, I just love, you know, it's everybody here is very passionate about being a part of the North Fork, and they're very proud of it. You know, you see the stickers, you see everybody is just always out here rooting for the success of the North Fork, and it's fun to be a part of it. You know, I grew up in Southampton, which doesn't have that feel, and Patchogue is kind of a much younger community for the people who go out and support the town. Here, it seems to be a community of people similar age to us, and just rooting for the growth and success of the North Fork, and happy to be a part of it.
Right. And the sense of community, like you walk around town and you see someone that you know, and that's something that I love. You always see someone that you know, you can check in, you can say hi. And yeah, it's a beautiful spot. Like Jeff said earlier, it's kind of like the gateway in and out of both forks. And it's a really good spot to have people that live here, but as well as people that want to come visit Long Island to see how and what makes this such a beautiful place to be.
Amazing. Well, welcome. Best of luck. We're so excited, and we'll have to have you guys on again in a year, and so we can talk about all the new things you got on the menu then.
We'll be.
Well, I don't think it'll take a year. I think just from what you guys are describing, there's so much creativity. I feel like you're going to be introducing new stuff all the time. I have a weird question. Do you sell the mugs?
We will. They are coming. Yes, they are coming.
Judging by the comments here, everybody's obsessed with the Lavender days. So just.
Well, thank you so much, Kassandra and Jeff. It was so wonderful talking to you, and best of luck. And can't wait to stop in and
we'll be here. Can't wait to see you. Thank you.
Take care.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.
See you guys next Friday.